All right, welcome back. You are watching the Gigi Iam Show. I'm Gigi Iam.
And I'm Howard Hewett.
All right, all right. And we have in the studio with us Tammy Harris, all the way from Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
Singer-songwriter in your own right. Amazing.
Performer.
Performer.
Yes, yes.
How was your trip?
It was a good trip. This is my first time in LA, so I'm excited to be here. It's new.
So you like LA?
I don't know yet. That's my first time.
She's right off the plane, came right to the studio.
I'm literally right off the plane.
I've
been here about 5 hours.
Wow. Wow.
So I don't know yet.
Okay.
That's great. That's great.
But I have some friends that are going to show me.
Well, good, good. I hope
some of the good in LA.
Some of the good in LA. See, there's a lot of good in LA. You have to you can't listen to what other people say. You have to really just experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's a great place, wonderful place.
Yes.
Now, I want to know something about your music. You're doing some wonderful music. Some of your favorite singers, Phyllis Hyman, Nancy Wilson, so, great singers.
And Stephanie Mills.
Stephanie Mills.
Yeah,
and
that's my absolute favorite. I saw her when I was 3. I love Stephanie Mills.
3 years old.
That was the first time I saw her.
Yeah.
In the Wiz in Chicago at the Schubert Theater.
So tell me.
And I remember that. Because
she
was just. What do I like about them, or what do
how you got started with this whole music?
I've always wanted to do music, but a part of me always believed that I should do business because I thought that was more logical. So that's what I went to school for, business. But I could never just get rid of this feeling that I wanted to and needed to do music, so it kept coming back up. So 5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to pursue this wholeheartedly. I had wavered from time to time about whether or not I wanted to do it, and sometimes you would run into people that would discourage you from doing it because of what they would want you to do. So I would always say, well, if that's what I have to do to do music, then this is not what God has for me, and I would stop and I would walk away from it. So 5 years ago, I said, I'm going to figure out how to do this on my own. So I can do it my way, and I can do the music that I believe in, and I don't have to do anything that demeans me or, compromises me at all. So 5 years ago, I set out to start trying to figure out what do I need to do to produce my own music to get in the studio. And
well, the fact also that you have a foundation in business also, that makes it, that's a cool thing also to, because a lot of people get into the music and they forget about the fact that it's called music business.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so now you have a foundation in business. I don't know what your major or your focus was.
It was management.
So then now, so that's a cool thing.
So yeah, and it's everything that I've done so far has just increased and multiplied, and it seems that whenever I get to the next point that I need to, then God just opens up another door and introduces me to the next level of people that I need to know to help me grow even more.
Well, we need more women like yourself coming into the music industry or any business, really, any industry, that you're coming in with a pure heart. You're saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it the right way. It's an inspiration to young children, boys and girls. So I appreciate that personally.
And it's a trip because we were talking earlier, and when Gigi told me that you were on the show, I said, wait a minute now, because it's on my MySpace page. Everybody has a MySpace page,
right?
So like
everybody,
everybody does. So like on my top 24, I wanted to put new artists, established artists, people in the business, and I had come across I guess you had done a friend request or something, and I listened to your music. I mean, this had to have been a few months or so ago, because I only had a MySpace page for about 3 or 4 months. And so, and I put you at my top 24. I listened to your stuff, and it sounded great.
And I went to go post a comment to say thanks for the ad, and I saw me in the top 24. I said, I'm in the top 24. Howard Hewett? I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow.
She's looking beautiful too. My wife went on there and said, who is this? Who was this on your top 24?
Because I have a great makeup artist. I have the best makeup artist in Chicago.
You are beautiful. You're beautiful.
There's not much they can do to
He calls me a plain
perfection.
Jane.
No.
He calls you what?
A plain Jane.
No,
no, not at all.
I'm from Chicago also, by the way.
I know. I
hometown.
read that on your website. I was like, wow, she's from Chicago.
Now, I want to see some of this music that you got.
I brought you a CD.
Yes.
This is the new CD. It actually came out May 29th.
Here we go. Can we get a little close-up of that?
And it actually has 2 front covers. That was a concept that we did. It doesn't have a traditional back cover. And the reason is that a friend of mine suggested to me when I was wavering about what I wanted my CD to look like, and I said, well, I feel like my music is kind of a mix of what's best in the old and what's best in the new, and I don't think I'm completely old or completely new. I think I'm a mix. And I said I have 2 completely different concepts for my CD, and he said, well, why don't you do both? And I said,
that's great.
He was
great.
He was like, do it, like he said, like a double magazine, seat cover. And I said, he's like, nobody's ever done that. I said, why not?
What do you want people to get out of your music when they hear your lyrics? Because you're also a songwriter.
I write most of
and
my
I know
own
something
lyrics.
about that. I'm a songwriter as well. Songwriter runs into my family. In my family, I have a beautiful daughter. She writes. She's a singer-songwriter as well. So what goes into your music, and what do you want people to get out of it?
What I want people to get out of the songs that I write is what I got out of the songs that I grew up listening to. And that is the art of storytelling. You know, so many songs nowadays, they don't say anything. They have a catchy hook, but they don't have a message. And they don't have a story.
What's Natural Vibe telling us?
Well, Natural Vibe was actually written by my manager.
Oh, okay.
That he wrote Natural Vibe.
Okay.
And I was
What's his name?
William Jackson.
Okay.
And I was a little reluctant to sing that song initially because the lyrics were a little more suggestive than I thought I wanted to sing, but they're not bad. He just uses a lot of metaphors.
Metaphors. I love metaphors.
So I said, okay, so he sold me on that. But the challenge, I'm glad I did that song because it made me look at songwriting from the entire perspective. I was a lyricist, and I always had a melody in mind when I wrote the lyrics. Well, he gave me the lyrics, and he said, arrange it. And I was like, never done that. I don't know if I can. I said, I don't know if I can arrange someone else's lyrics, but I'm actually glad that he, you know, gave me that challenge because I actually think it helped me learn how to arrange my own songs even that much, you know, better.
That's interesting because, you know, it is different people do it different ways, and that's how I write. I have a melody, and then I put the lyrics to it, and to figure out what I want to say. But it's interesting that you said that.
Yeah.
Now I read something that you a melody or a lyric is like a beautiful woman.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that
I know.
we talked
I
about
know.
that. Yeah. I mean, it's like a fine woman. I mean, you see a beautiful woman, and that's what attracts you to that woman. Now, when you start talking to her, if she's not talking about anything and she's kind of empty-headed, you know what I'm saying, and there's empty situations going on, then you go back to how beautiful she is, and that lasts as long as it takes for another beautiful woman to come into the area. Now, if you talk to her and she's intelligent and you're communicating with each other, then you stay there for a while, and you maybe start a relationship. But and that's like a song. A song, the thing that attracts you to the song is the way it sounds, the voice, maybe the music, the melody, or whatever. Now, when you get into that song,